What's up, everybody? This is my C6 Corvette. Today I'm going to be making a video on taking apart the rear end and getting the torque tube out and getting the drive shaft out of the torque tube and getting to the clutch area, and then probably just talking about maybe what's done to the car and plans for the car. Yeah. Before we move forward with this video, I just realized I never explained what I did to break the transmission. So it was literally just a hard launch, just a hard dig. So that's that. And then I do have a video of the noise that the transmission was making, and it wasn't grabbing any gears, or zero gears, not moving, nothing. So I'll put that clip in right here before we start this the teardown. So I'll put that in right now. First things first, you're gonna want to get your car jacked up pretty high off the ground, because you're gonna need a lot of room to get the rear end down and out underneath the car, because it has to come all the way out. So get it jacked up pretty much as high as you can, and then we'll work on getting the wheels off. You're gonna need to take the exhaust off. There's some e-brake cables, harness, and a couple other things, brake line, they need to take off. But I'm gonna be taking the whole suspension apart and replacing all the bushings in there while I have everything out. So get to it. All right, so next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the caliper off and the rotor, and then I'm gonna work on getting this knuckle separated. And then after we get the knuckle separated, we'll work on getting the control arms off. We'll get this sensor off, e-brake cable, and go on from there. All right, so this is a 33mm deep socket. I had to go everywhere to find it, but so we got this off. Got the tie rod out. There's a ground right. Where's it at? Ground. Where's it at? Oh, right here. Ground right here with your e-brake in this harness. Let's see, where am I at right now? And then this brake line right here. Got the caliper and rotor off, obviously. Now I'm gonna work on getting the. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I want to do this first. I might do this guy first. This guy first, and then take that out. Take these bolts out to get this arm out, and then after that, I'll be able to swing out the axle and get to this guy. So I'm gonna work on that right now, and I'll get back. All right, so I got everything out, and how I said to do it in that last clip was probably the best way to do it. Where I took this top joint out, and then went to these bolts after, and got the top arm out, and then got the axle out of the way, and then got the this bottom joint. But yeah, it wasn't too hard. And also, let's see, I'll show you the tool I'm using to get the joints out. Ball joints right here. This guy makes it super easy. So gonna get the passenger side done, and then gonna start working on getting the exhaust off, and then getting all the harness and cables out of the way up top. And there's sensors you got to disconnect up there to the diff, transmission, and then work on getting the interior all taken apart, and then go to the front of the car. So yeah, still got a lot of work to do. All right, so I got all the arms out and the knuckle brake assembly and whatnot. I think this is how I'm going to drop the torque tube assembly in the rear end, just like this. Maybe just land it on like a dolly or something. And ooh, if I have a dolly, hopefully I have an extra dolly laying around. So that was kind of it. It wasn't too hard. It's just hot. It's like 90 something degrees outside. But this is everything. Oh, missing an arm right there, but brakes are all right there. Suspension, and yeah, so think I'm gonna take a little break and get some water and shit, and then start working on, maybe start getting the interior taken apart, and then I gotta take the shifter out and everything, and then I'll start working on dropping this, because now all this really is a couple bolts in the harness, and then the exhaust and the skid plate underneath. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in a bit. All right, got 2 out of the transmission on the driver's side, and now we're gonna go to the passenger side and see what we can find. So, one right here, other side of the transmission. And I think there's one up top right here, right on top of the transmission. And then I think that's it, but just double check, feel around when we lower this and we get it pretty low, you know, under these studs. I'm gonna go under and just check, feel around, make sure there's nothing else caught. So yeah, I'm gonna take this guy out and start lowering it down. And then I still have 1 bolt in the bottom of the torque tube, and then yeah, we'll get back. All right, so I got all these 4 bolts out. Still got the torque tube bolt in. Gonna lower this to just below the studs. I'm gonna have the top of the frame, the top of the cradle at the bottom of that stud, and then I'm gonna go take that torque tube bolt out and then try and pry it out and see what happens. All right, it's a new day. Got everything out. Got the torque tube off the trans, and everything looked like it was, or nothing looked broken. Everything looked like it was working properly. So I'm gonna take the plate off the back of the diff, see if I can see if anything's wrong with that, and go from there. I'm gonna drain it first, and then start opening it up. All right, got the transmission separated from the diff, and see this little shaft. Anyways, gonna figure out what part this is to order. Still waiting on control arm bushings and ball joints and diff bushing, and let's see what else. Kind of like a whole rear end rebuild kit. So once I get those, I'll press in all the ball joints and bearings into these. To all my knuckles and control arms. Brakes looked good, so maybe skip out on those, just bleed them and whatnot. So now just wait on parts. That's about it. Well, I was editing this video, realized I never closed out this video for the transmission and torque tube tear out. So yep, just gonna close this video out. Thanks for watching. I hope it helped out anybody that is running into issues or just scared to tackle this project on your own. If you have space and tools, you could most likely do it. So by no means am I a licensed technician or mechanic, but you know, just had to get it done because broke the car. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna have a video putting it all back together soon. So I got that together, or I'm getting it together. So thank you.